Well, welcome to week 4 of the Biblical Parenting Coaching Program. I want to cover several things here as we're looking at the families that we're working with. First of all, look at the different channels. I hope you're looking in them, commenting on the things that are happening. We've got some great situations taking place and forming there, and so it's good to be able to watch what's happening. One coach asked me in the last training, how long should we expect to see change in a family? My answer to that question is, if we're not seeing change in a family in 1 week, then something's wrong. Now, that something wrong might be that the parent isn't doing what they need to do, or the child's resisting. Even that, we see some progress usually. But I usually ask the question, what am I doing that I need to do better? And so I'll try to adjust. Usually I'll come back in and do some more visioning, because maybe I haven't communicated the solutions as well as I should have. So I'm trying to look for ways to help parents get it. Now, the program's designed for 8 weeks, and right now, as we start week 4, we can go back to whatever the parent had put on the chart. Remember in the beginning, they said, we want to work on anger, we want to work on lying, or we want to work on his school challenges that he has. We can go back now, and we can do that because if they've done what they need to do up to this point, they've developed the instruction routine, which develops a sense of obligation and all kinds of things inside of a child's heart, and the getting things done department. It has also increased the working relationship between parent and child. They've also got a break and a positive conclusion in place so that we can help a child move when they're off track to get back on track. Very important. If we have those 2 cycles in process, we can go in and work on anything else now. We can work on electronics addiction, we can work on anxiety, we can do all kinds of things to bring about change in a child. So keep that in mind. And that's when we come to this week, week 4, which is the week where we talk about the T-chart, the 4th of the techniques that we use to bring about these changes. So take a look at that, and that'll help you a lot. I think you'll find it to be insightful. Now, sometimes the program doesn't work linearly like that. And sometimes we say to a parent, all right, let's work on week 1, and we stay there for a couple of weeks. I'll sometimes bring in week 8 at this point. I haven't told you that yet, but you can go watch week 8. If I've got a teenager I'm working with, a parent of a teenager, and they're getting a lot of resistance, and they're starting to feel like, oh, I don't know, we're damaging the relationship or so on with the child, I say, go to week 8. Watch the videos in week 8, because sometimes parents who get to week 8, as they're working with me, say, I wish I would have had this back in week 3 or something like that. So sometimes when there's resistance that's taking place, I take them back to that. But I want you to be able to use the program the way it's laid out first, and then you can adjust it as you go over time. Don't feel like you have to go through the whole program with a family. Sometimes I'll just do week 1 and week 2 and week 3, but I'll do it over 8 weeks, and that's as far as we get. And I say to parents, that's okay. We're not trying to do a program. We're trying to change a child's heart. And what you need is in these first 3 weeks. Let's work those into the system of your child's life, and let's move forward. Don't hesitate to go back, revisit some things. I've got a child right now, a parent of a child of 11-year-old who, in my own coaching, that is in week 6. And they said, you know what, we lost some of those things we captured in week 1. We feel like we need to go back there. And then they started coming in with some other challenges. So I said, okay, let's go back to the beginning and let's pick it up there. So keep in mind, there's some flexibility here. I just like it if you can go through the whole program the way it's designed, so you can see what it looks like if everything is going well, which is most of the time. I started with a new client this week, and I do exactly what I teach you to do. I do this all the time. This is what I do. I don't take this coaching program and change it a lot. I use the coaching program the way it's designed for you, using the steps just as they're laid out as I'm working with new clients. And as I do, I send them off to do tasks, and I wait. I wonder what's going to happen. This is always the part of God's grace. I don't know what's going to take place. And week 2, my parent came back and said, we're really surprised that he responded so well to the instruction routine. And I go, that's great. See, parents are doing some things differently when they do relationship visioning and firmness in that first week. and they practice the instruction routine, things start to take place, changes start to happen. And sometimes we see major changes in a week. Other times we just start to see some progress, and then we're able to hone it down. And so I'm excited to be working with this new client to do that. And I just started another client last night. They signed up, and this is a teenager who's addicted to electronics, 16 years old, and has oppositional defiant disorder. That's my favorite. Where do you think we're going to start? We're going to start with the instruction routine, and we're going to practice this responsiveness. And then we're going to help these parents know how to get back on track when you're off track. So work on those things. I hope that you're gaining some benefit. Be sure to comment in the hypothetical situations in the questions for each week. I'm posting a new question now for week 4. Comment in those so that we can dialogue, or you can see how other people are thinking about the same issue. Those are common areas in family life we need to have some answers for. So continue on. If you need some help, let me know. And if you want me to work with your family and you listen, I think it's a great benefit of this program. I'd be happy to do that with you, just so you get some of that as well. Take a look at that. We'll be talking more about some more things in the channel, so be watching for that as well. Looking forward to what God's going to do this week. So hang in there, keep doing the work. Questions, let me know.